Now the Biden administration continues to find new and creative ways to embarrass America on the world stage, even after relations with France deteriorated following a botched submarine deal back in September. Vice President Kamala Harris apparently thought that she could, I guess, smooth things over with a fake accent. Take a look.
With us in government, we campaign with the plan. Uppercase T, uppercase P, the plan. And then the environment is such that we're expected to defend the plan. Even when the first time we roll it out, there may be some glitches and it's time to reevaluate and then do it again.
Really? It's hard to pick what's worse. China mocking Biden, openly saying they're going to take over Taiwan. Putin building up his troop strength on the Ukrainian border, getting a waiver from Joe to build his pipeline, while Joe is begging OPEC to produce more oil almost on a daily basis, being rejected every single time. Unfortunately, it only gets worse from there as the Biden administration continues to downplay our most serious geopolitical threats, including and specifically China, and instead continue to talk nonstop about climate change, including blaming our own military for being a polluter. You can't make this up. Take a look.
Speaker Pelosi, you just presided over a large increase in the Pentagon budget. The Pentagon is a larger polluter than 140 countries combined.
Recognizing what you said, we recognize that as well.
Which is a bigger threat, the climate or China?
You've heard the Secretary talk about the climate as a real and existential national security threat, and it is, not just to the United States, but to countries all over the world. And we consider China as the #1 pacing challenge for the department. Both are equally important.
I'm just sure the communist Chinese are building their hypersonic missiles that can launch nukes with the climate in mind. That's top of mind for them, right? Now, those bizarre remarks come as threats against America are only increasing. China has zero respect for Joe Biden. Russia knows Biden is a cognitive mess. Iran is still hell-bent on getting a nuclear weapon. Biden administration seems to be accepting of that. And there is a new terror safe haven. That would be the Islamic Emirates of Afghanistan. And, of course, Biden continues to leave the border wide open. Here with reaction, Fox News contributor, former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. So we're talking about climate change as it relates to our military weaponry, and the communist Chinese are mocking Joe Biden, threatening to take over Taiwan, flying over their airspace with fighter jets and firing off hypersonic missiles. Tell me what's wrong with that, Mr. Secretary.
Boy, Sean, where to begin? The clip from Vice President Harris is just it's more than embarrassing on the world stage. Our adversaries watch that and see weakness. They see people who aren't serious. They see people who aren't determined, precisely the opposite of what we did for 4 years. It feels a lot more like the Carter administration in terms of how they view America as a danger to the world and apologize everywhere they go. We need to get serious. You just tripped through the Russians, the Chinese, the North Koreans, the Iranians. You just tripped through all of our adversaries. These adversaries can see that we're focused on diversity and inclusion in our military. We're focused on trying to fly our jets with green energy, and they're focused on how to build out a military that can undo our republic. We need an administration that is serious about putting America first, not America last, as they seem to have done. Prioritizing climate change as America's most significant national security threat is an enormous mistake.
Mr. Secretary, I am convinced they see Joe Biden as a cognitive mess, weak and frail. I am convinced that at some point in the near future that China will, quote, reunify, their words, with Taiwan. And I'm pretty convinced that Vladimir Putin has plans to once again make his way into Ukraine. Your thoughts? Am I right or am I likely wrong?
Well, they're certainly increasing the risk of that. It is much more likely today than it was just 10 months ago. Well, there's going to be an Olympics, it looks like, in Beijing in just a couple months in February. Following that, Xi Jinping will be at his international pinnacle. There's no reason to think that the stated mission that he has to put Taiwan back under Chinese tyranny isn't something that he'll perceive our administration as being unserious, perceive President Biden as being incompetent. He watched Afghanistan. He watched us leave Americans behind and have 13 Americans killed. I think that the Chinese see America today as a nation in decline without serious leaders with the capability to deter. I do think that the risk, not only that China will act But the Russia will begin to move, whether it's on Ukraine or elsewhere. We saw what they did, the Colonial Pipeline in the United States of America. What cost have we imposed on them for that, Sean? I think the answer is zero. We need to be determined and resolved and reestablish the deterrence we had for the 4 years of our administration.
Do you believe the Biden administration, based on the words of their Iranian envoy, are accepting of the idea of a nuclear-armed Iran?
Yes, I think the Iranians believe that they have a clear pathway to a nuclear weapon with this administration. I think they are resolved to build out their capacity and to build out a weapons program, and they don't see this administration as remotely doing the things necessary to prevent them from doing this. You remember, this president, Sean, criticized us when we took on Qasem Soleimani and took him off the battlefield, saving American lives. This president criticized us when we put real pain, real sanctions on the Ayatollah and his henchmen so they couldn't conduct terror campaigns around the world. I think the Iranians see weakness, they see frailness, and they are prepared to drive a truck through that very opportunity, Sean.
Scary times, Mr. Secretary. We need the adults back in charge. As always, we appreciate you being with us. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.